Now, moving to the next situation, that is uniform motion. Now, as per definition of uniform motion, till now we have come to know that in this situation, body has to move. But how has to move? It has to travel equal distance in equal interval of time. So, okay, fine. So, now I am taking a situation. Again, I am taking a situation when the observation starts, that means at 0 second. The observer is just passing by me with already in motion, because I have already mentioned that uniform motion cannot be the beginning of any journey or at the end of the journey. So when you are observing any object in uniform motion, that means when your observation starts, the body should have already some speed. But it can be observed from at any position. So right now, for our consideration, I have just supposed that object is just passing by me, means I am the observer and the object is just passing by me. But it may be that when you start your observation, the body has speed and it is already at some distance. So we'll discuss about that situation also in the next discussion. But right now, what I'm just taking that object is just passing by me. So what will I write for the table for that? At 0 second, I will write 0 meter, because I'm just taking it is just passing by me. Now suppose I have taken a speed of 2 meter per second, because there will be some value of speed, but that will not change. So suppose for 2 meters. So what will I observe? That after 1 second, the body will be 2 meter away from me, 2 unit away from me. So after 1 second, I will observe 2 meter. What will I observe after 2 seconds? So for next 1 second, again it has to move 2 meter per second, because the speed is fixed. So from me, the distance will be now 4 meter. Now, so similarly, 3 second, 6 meter, 4 second, 8 meter. So now it's time to show on the graph. Again, we'll take this line as a time axis. So suppose 0 second, 1 second, 2 second, 3 second, 4 second, 5 second, 6 second, and so on. And this will take as a distance line. So this will be 2 meter, 4 meter, 6 meter. According to our convenience, we can take the scale. Now, it's time to show the data. Now 0 second, 0 meter. So this same point will indicate both the location, 0 second, 0 meter. Then 1 second, 2 meter. So 1 second, I will rise 2 meter. Then 2 second, I will rise 4 meter. 3 second, 6 meter, and so on. So now when I will join these points, again I am getting a line. That means we are again getting a line graph. But what is different in this? Here we see that line graph is inclined to time axis. And what we observe for the rest? That line graph parallel to time axis. So please be alert that what is the difference between these two situations. So this is the line graph. This is also a line graph, but it's not inclined to it. So here the angle inclined means at what angle. So here no angle is found with respect to time axis. Here the angle is formed, this angle. So we are getting a line graph here, inclined to time axis. So whenever there is a situation in graph where the line is rising up, that means it is showing a uniform motion. Now, this angle which we talked about right now is also known as technically slope, S-L-O-P-E. Now this slope, mathematically it is an angle, but for our knowledge it represents the value of speed of the object. So what I have written here, speed is equal to slope here. Suppose I have represented with a symbol called theta for angle. So the speed is represented by mathematically by slope. Now how it will work as a slope? Speed will work as a slope. So mathematically this slope is always equivalent to, as we have a mathematical notation of right angle triangle. For this angle, this is taken as perpendicular, this is taken as base. So this angle is equivalent to perpendicular upon base mathematically. So I have taken theta is equal to perpendicular upon base. If we take for sines, this length or this length, you can take anywhere. This will show you the perpendicular, but for us it is representing the distance. It is representing distance. And if we take the time, that is base, so it will represent time. So perpendicular is distance and base is time. So according to our notation of knowledge of science, distance upon time, this ratio gives the value of speed. So mathematically this angle is perpendicular upon base, but for us if we take this perpendicular, it is distance, and if we take base, this is for us time. So distance by time, and distance by time is equal to speed. So graphically whatever angle is being shown here, that represents the speed of the moving object. Now just have a calculation also. Suppose I want to know what is the speed of this object in its motion. So how will I do it? So suppose I have this 4 meter and this 2 seconds. So 4 by 2. That means 2 meter per second. And since the motion, during the motion the speed is not going to change, so it's not necessary that if I have taken 4 and this 2, so you also take. You can take anywhere, any distance and the corresponding time. Suppose somebody is interested for this. So 6 meter, then time will be 3. So 6 by 3, again it will come 2 meter per second. Suppose this is 8. So I will take 4 for time. So 8 by 4, again it will come 2 meter per second. So it doesn't matter that which perpendicular you are taking as a distance and which time you are taking as a base. But you can get everywhere the same value. So this angle represents the speed of the moving object. So that all. Now somebody is interested for this time interval. So there is a choice also. Suppose I have taken d1 by t1, d2 by t2, I have just mentioned. Suppose somebody is interested only for this period of time. So it's okay. For this period of time, this will be taken as distance and this will be taken as time. So in that situation you can write d2 minus d1, that means this length. So suppose this is d2, this is d1. So we have only interested in this part. So d2 minus d1. So we will get this length. So this will show the distance traveled in this period of time. So you can take for any interval also. So in that situation, the d2 minus d1 by t2 minus t1. t2 minus t1 means 4 second minus 3 second. That is 1 second. So we can calculate for a particular period of time also. It is not going to change. So this is the mathematical representation of a body which is doing uniform motion. Suppose somebody has speed of 5 meter per second. So what do you think? The slope will be less than this only, or more than that? So obviously it will be more than, because it has a greater speed. Sometimes it is asking the examination that this, without doing any calculation, decide car A or car B, which one has a greater speed. So how will you find out? Without any calculation, by just observing the slope, by observing the angle. So obviously it is showing that B has a greater angle. That means it has more large value of speed. Fine. Now, so after getting the graphical presentation of these two, some notes you should note it down. That is, this I have already mentioned that theta, that angle is equivalent to d1 by t1 or d2 by t2. That means whatever distance you are taking, and you have to take corresponding time and you can get the value. And if somebody is interested in some particular period of time, so suppose it's a t1 time, it's a t2 time. So in this period of time you want to know, what you have to do? For this time you have to take d2 minus d1, so that you can take this much distance is taken in this period of time. So this will take a distance upon time. So for particular period of time t2 minus t1, so see d2 minus d1, this will give the value of d, and t2 minus t1, so this will give you the value of t. And it's very interesting that it is always going to be theta only, because you can understand with the mathematical concept of parallel line also. This is parallel to this and this angle is equal to this, by which property? Property is corresponding pair of angle. Corresponding pair of angle are always same on a parallel line. So they are same. So it doesn't matter that which part you are taking for distance and time, the value is not going to change, because it's a situation of uniform motion. So So this has been shown. Theta is equal to perpendicular by base. So you can find out by d1 by t1, d2 by t2, or for a particular interval of time, d2 minus d1 by t2 minus t1 also. So this represents speed of the object. Now I have made this graph also, where again it's a line graph, it's a rising. So this, what is the difference between these two situations? This is similar to this. This situation is showing this situation. Then what is the difference between these two? This is showing, because in the very beginning I have just mentioned about that when the observation starts, the object can have already some distance or position from the observer. Here I have taken that body just passing by me, but it's not necessary. So this is graph which is showing that object is already away from the observer. So suppose I have shown by x unit. Suppose somebody is already at 10 meter away from me. So what I will take, that at 0 second the distance will be 10 meter, not 0, because not passing by me. And after that the speed is supposed to. So what will I write? 1 second. What will the position? 12 meter. Why? Because 10 meter he was already away from me. Now since speed is 2, so the body can add only 2 meter away in the distance from me. So 10, after 10 it will be 12, then 14. So in that situation you will get this kind of graph. Again it is a line graph. Again it is inclined to time axis. But you can see that time axis is somewhere here, but line is rising from somewhere here. No issue. We can imagine a parallel line here, and this slope will represent you. What the value of this slope shows? The speed of the object. What does it show? Speed of the object. And again, how will you find out the speed? This will take distance and upon time. So distance upon time, again you will get the speed. So this graph is showing that there is already a gap between object and observer when the motion has been observed.